February 15th, 2023, Zayne was scheduled to play the Sioux Greyhounds in Sault Ste. Marie. He was on pace to break an OHL rookie record, and it was also his 17th birthday.
I think maybe the most interesting thing that there's somewhat of a little bit of a Sioux connection with this young man.
My grandparents moved down here, I think, originally.
With him not being at home, Mona and I, we decided to go down and be with him.
I was excited to go back to Sault Ste. Marie because I hadn't been back there in over 45 years.
They had my mom here, and then they moved away down to Toronto, probably when she was around 5, so she was ready to come here tonight.
I've been in enough planes to know how long it takes to travel. Pilot comes on and says,
"Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard."
A lot of freezing rain, and it doesn't look like we're going to be able to land.
He wants to get it to Parekh. In front, and he scores! Zayne Parekh backhands the puck into the empty net and into history. The most goals by a 16-year-old defenseman.
It would have been nice to have my parents there that night, but you know, they ran into a little bit of difficulty, but it's cool how all that comes full circle.
Zayne Parekh is a NHL top prospect. His determination to seize the opportunity ahead is underscored by a journey of migration driven by sacrifice.
I was born in Colbert, India. We immigrated to England for a couple weeks, and then from there we came to Oshawa. And then eventually we ended up in Nobleton, and this is home for us. You know, speaking of my dad, I mean, he's had quite a few journeys in his life. My dad left us a year in early '72, and he came down to Canada on his own. The opportunities that he got early to be able to raise the funds and to be able to bring all 7 of us here is not a small task.
How'd you end up getting into hockey?
It's funny coming to the country. You know, everybody played ice hockey, but for the reason why I didn't, it's an expensive sport, right?
Good hit. Let's go, boys. Come on, Zayner. You got it.
Hockey's been part of our lives since we've been here in Canada. It was funny, my oldest sister, I think she's Zayne's super fan.
Hello, Canada and hockey fans in the United States and Newfoundland.
And she used to watch the Leafs on Hockey Night in Canada Saturday nights, and she was a big Leaf fan, and we all started to get a little inquisitive about what's this hockey thing. So we started watching hockey.
Zayne and his older brothers, Aiden and Issa, have spent much of their lives packing their hockey bags and embarking on road trips across North America with the support of their lifelong teammates, their grandparents.
Remember that one time we got trapped in a snowstorm? And we were sitting in the car for 4 hours?
Yeah, I remember that. Crazy sacrifices they've made for us. It's kind of mind-blowing at the same time, just all the things they've gone through.
My parents are from South Korea, and they arrived in Germany in 1964 for work opportunities there. From there, they immigrated to Canada in 1967 and settled in Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario.
Oh, I'm so happy. But Zayne, he that time 9 years old, the Canadian champion. Very, very happy that time.
Hockey to Misun and Junyul is a bright beacon illuminating a once dark journey. They are both survivors of the Korean War, forced to leave their homeland due to economic strife. Packing their suitcases for Germany in search of work, they would soon find each other as well. As Canada's immigration policy evolved in the 60s, barriers to entry for many visible minorities were lifted, giving them both a chance to have a home again.
한국을 떠났습니다. 그 당시에 우리 한국은
저희들은요, 학교를 대학을 못 나오고 그렇기 때문에 우리 모니카 모나는 대학을 나와야 되겠다 싶어서 우리
They worked tirelessly for many, many hours a day, 7 days a week, to raise their family and to give us the things in life that they wanted us to have.
As a parent, it's probably the neatest thing to see when your kids are on the ice together. Zayne is in Saginaw, Michigan, and Aiden is in Utica, New York, and Issa is in Nanaimo, BC.
There's a lot of kilometers on my car. I'd say probably at least 60,000 kilometers of that is hockey driving, for sure.
Shot, he scores! What a shot! Zayne Parekh gets Saginaw on the board.
As Zayne looked to take the next step in his career, he encountered a crossroad, drawing inspiration from the pivotal choices made by his grandparents during their journeys.
He managed to finish high school a couple years early. And then, you know, my conversation with him after the draft was always the idea of, why don't you think about maybe looking at some, you know, college routes? And his attitude was, you know, this is what I want to do and I want to give it a shot.
You know, I played with the 05s for a while. Those guys were really good for my development. It was quicker paced. At 16, I realized that maybe there's a good shot of me playing at the highest level, and now that's the biggest goal for me.
Where hockey takes Zayne next, well, he's still mapping that out. And while the destination remains unknown, it's the journey of those who came before him that's helping to forge a new path.
The world we live in is very transactional, but at the end of it, the real transaction is the essence of building that memory, so you can sit around a round table and you know, chit-chat and discuss it. It's kind of surreal from time to time when, you know, when you're on the Jumbotron there.
See somebody wearing his jersey in the rink?
Yeah.
I'm proud of you, all right?
Thank you.
I think you get to experience what pressure is when you're finding a place to live or you're down to your last meal, and I really don't think that the things I go through are even compared to the things they went through.
정말 자기 꿈을 펼칠 수 있는 그날이 올 때까지 응원합니다.
When you're a kid, you just play for the love of the sport, and I'm still doing that, but there's bigger things to it too. To remember where you come from.